Hello, welcome back to my channel. And for those who are still new, my name is Ira. I'm from Indonesia, and this channel is dedicated for you who wants to study about RStudio. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe and like. In this video, I will introduce about how to do the linear regression model in RStudio. To make it compact, I will divide it into three parts. First is about the visualizations of data by scatter plot, the visualizations of the data by box plots, and the visualizations of the data by the density plots. The next video, or the second part, will discuss about correlations, how to build linear regression model, and the interpretations of the model. The last part will explain about the interpretations of the parameters to explain the fit model and how to apply it to predict a trend in a new dataset. I'm using the data downloaded from the link that I will provide in the descriptions. This is the data of the temperature during the World War II. We would like to know if there is a relationship between the daily minimum and maximum temperature. And then, can we predict the maximum temperature given the minimum temperatures? So, if you have some basic in linear regression, you may understand that the linear model we try to build now is the single linear model. Linear regressions is used to predict the value of an outcome variable y based on one or more input predictor variables x. The aim is to establish a linear relations or a mathematical formula between the predictor variables and the response variable so that we can use this formula to estimate the value of the response when only the predictors x values are known. The mathematical equations is given here, and then following is the graph. So beta 1 is the intercept and beta 2 is the slope. The Greek letter epsilon is the error of the or the residue in which part the y is unable to be explained by the regressions model. Hence, the greater the residue means our xy may not fit the linear model. Let's start. First, open your RStudio. Here is the data I have downloaded, and as you can see, I already write the scripts, and if you would like to replicate, you may check it on my blog. Of course, I also provide the link of the post in the description sections. And first, let's read our data and check the header or the first 6 rows of the data. As you can see, our data is in the 6th and 5th columns. And then let's just specify the data by selecting both columns. Then the first visualizations is the scatter plots. So scatter plots can help visualize any linear relationships between the dependent or response variable and independent or predictor variables. And here is the script. And okay, it seems take a bit time, and here is the result. As you can see, the data seems linear, although some of the data fall a bit far from the linear fitted line. Okay, next visualizations is box plots. First, we have to divide the panel to be 2 columns so that we can compare it directly. Generally, any data point that lies outside the 1.5 multiplied by the interquartile range is considered an outlier, where IQR, or the interquartile range, is calculated as the distance between the 25th percentile and 75th percentile values for that variable. Here you can see that our data for the maximum temperature has more outliers than the minimum temperatures, especially for those values that is higher than 40 degrees and lower than 20 degrees. Last visualizations is the density plots. It will be done with the scripts and functions from the library E1071. And the importance of these three visualizations is that to assure that first there is a tendency of linear relations, and second is to know if the data fulfill the basic assumptions of the normal distributions. Okay, here is the results for our density plots. And although our data are not so normally distributed, but in the next video I will directly do the linear regressions analysis because the scatter plots seems linearly enough for me. And about how to handle the outliers will be shared on another series. And thank you for watching, and please be patient for the next video because I'm catching a cold lately and I'm a bit busy with an exam sessions in my college. And thanks, and see you on the next tutorial.